Who's your daddy?
The
VacDaddy. Well, Frank, my name is Matthew DeGuano. I run a pool company for 40 years in Long Island, New York. And I invented the VacDaddy to stop carrying the heavy equipment, the batteries, trickle charges, the hitch, the weight, rebuying batteries, forgetting to put the trickle charger on. The VacDaddy is a 10-pound unit, does 60 gallons per minute. It is not battery operated. It's run on a transformer, an inverter. The past 70 years, automatic robots in the pools have been working on that. We made an improvement to our transformer, and we put a dimmer on it to allow the guys in the field to adjust the gallons per minute of suction from 60 down to 10.
That's unique. That's unique.
That is unique.
Nobody else, as far as I know, nobody has a variable speed vac.
Nobody else on the planet has a variable speed vac. The other thing no one else on the planet has is a vacuum to waste attachment. So what we did is we made an attachment to the back of the VacDaddy where the water's shooting out, and you take off 4 screws in about 60 seconds and you put it on the back of the unit. You attach your vac hose there, with the vac hose on the deck shooting 60 gallons per minute out of it, and clamp a backwash hose to it. Okay. Why are you vacuuming to waste? You're going to vacuum to waste in an open vac, a closing vac. When the pool has, you're flocking a pool, phosphates in a pool, DE in a pool, algae in a pool. You got to get algae out.
Mustard algae, you got to back it out. So
one of our other improvements is we took our old bag and we made it 60% larger. So we made it a larger capacity for the bag. And another thing we did to improve the product is some guys were saying they have a fountain 15 inches deep, and it's 100 by 115 inches deep, and it's shallow water. Riptide, Hammerhead, other products don't do well in shallow water, and the VacDaddy doesn't do great in shallow water because you need water in the pump to make it work. So we came up with a shallow water adapter that you put on the front of the VacDaddy, and you connect your vac hose here, pretending the table is the floor of the fountain. We can do a 10-inch deep body of water.
So we just got to get this unit submerged.
You got to get this unit submerged.
And then,
so when you lie it down horizontally on the floor, we can get to 10 inches of water.
So I can set this in the shallow end, and then I can easily vac a tanning ledge that's 9 inches deep.
That's right.
So, all right.
That's right. So there's another aspect to that.
That's a huge improvement.
Other than the fountain, you can put it on the floor of the pool and just connect your vac hose to the front of the unit. You can then do a spa that overflows into the pool. You pop up and go in the spa. Yep. You can do a trough, pop up and go in the trough, and your pump and your filter is lying on the floor of your pool.
One of the issues was, y'all were just explaining, a lot of people, they'll use the swivel heads, and that becomes problematic because it swings on the pole.
Exactly. So when the guys take out the unit, if somebody has a habit of using the swivel vac head handle, imagine it being with the VacDaddy. The VacDaddy container is 10 pounds. If you put the swivel on here and you stare down the pole, the VacDaddy will drop because of gravity. I can't control gravity. And it swings over 45, 50 degrees and rolls. Right. And the user is going to feel that it's a cumbersome vacuum system. So we insist that the user uses the straight handle.
No swivel.
And then the straight handle will stabilize the 10 pounds at, say, 12 o'clock on the pole. And it also acts like a fire truck where the arms go out. So the vac head acts like a stabilizing product to help the VacDaddy stay straight. The swivel can't be used with a VacDaddy.
Now, something else that I don't believe when we got the unit a couple years ago, now it doesn't attach to the pole. And y'all actually have an extension that this is part of the unit now.
Correct.
And so if you do want to take it and put it in shallow water, I can just take this off my pole, and then I can just attach my pole to my vac head, and
exactly.
So that's big. So
out in the field, over the past 2.5 years selling VacDaddies, we hired Skimlight, the manufacturer of pool poles, to make an adapter pole for the VacDaddy that permanently is clamped onto the VacDaddy. It acts as a handle when you're carrying it, but it also is now an attachment to your 8x16 pole. Your brush is an attachment to the pole. Your net's an attachment to the pole. Now the VacDaddy is an attachment to the pole. The other thing that we came out with is the back caddy.
Okay, I like
You
it.
gotta be able to carry all your equipment. What's all your equipment? This bag will hold a gunite back head, a vinyl back head, everything to do with the VacDaddy. Different
A brush,
bags,
a net.
your test kit, some tools, your brush, your net, Velcro straps, the whole unit. The adapter pole sticks out the top. You can also carry it with the back head on the top of it. There are wheels on it for hardscapes. When you come to stairs and you have those other portavacs with big wheels and you're bouncing up and down the stairs, you just pick this up. Everything I'm mentioning about the VacDaddy is a time saver, and the time saver turns out to be you get a vacuumer that does 10 vacs a day with the other heavy, bulky equipment that take up time. You use the VacDaddy, you do 40%, you go to 14 vacuums a day, and then you correlate it to money. In my world, in Port Washington, New York, in my pool company, a pool's worth about $100 a visit, $1,000 a day on that truck. Now with the VacDaddy,
It's
you're doing
$1,400.
$1,400.
Yeah.
That's 40% without CapEx, buying another truck, without paying more insurance, without training 4 or 5 guys to find one guy that can
Right.
prime a vac hose. And then your worker, my worker,
Makes
his
more
daily
money.
money was $250 when he did 10 pools. Now he makes $350 with 14 pools.
Yeah.
That guy's doing $10,000 a month, 6 days a week, vacuuming pools for my company in Port Washington.
That's good. That's awesome. Can we-
The power supply
Yeah.
is an inverter.
It'll be $1,000.
It's a power inverter, similar to what's going on with automatic robots
Right.
for the past 60, 70 years. It plugs into 110, has an on-off switch, the dimmer where you can go from 60 gallons per minute to 10.
That's a game changer.
And then we have a new connector because we copied what was going on with the robotics for 60 years, their connector, and it didn't seem to work because guys weren't reading instructions and they were just jamming it.
no, not in
and-
the pool industry, man.
And connectors were breaking. So we made an improved IP67 waterproof connector that has 3 points of contact. You just clip it in and it locks.
Oh, it spins to lock now.
It spins to lock. There are
Okay.
3 points of contact. You
So-
cannot put this in unless you're putting it in.
So this is
correctly.
going to keep us from boogering up the contacts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last thing about this unit is an IP67. If by accident
You can use it near
falls
water.
in the pool, you take it out of the pool, it'll still work. So Frank, another thing about the transformer is that we made it capable of accepting 240 or 220 volt electricity. You do not have to change anything or move a switch. If you feed this unit 240 volts, it will run your VacDaddy. That's for applications in other countries.
Right.
And also if you make a converter, a 220 male plug, and then have it come out to another plug, female or male, and connect your extension cord to it, you'll be feeding 240 volt from the system. If you only have a plug with the pool pump at the house, you can use that 240. You just need to get an adapter on your end.
You know, and that is a situation we hear quite a bit. There's not a plug anywhere outside that works. So now we can tap directly into the time clock or a breaker if they got a sub panel out back.
So we made the transformer able to work with 240 or 110.
And
the other thing that's
I didn't know that was
absolutely-
possible. But
It's running on 50 to 60 hertz, and what it is when you give 240, you're giving more amps, more energy,
Right.
and it can take it because it's made for 50 hertz, which is 110, and 60 hertz.
Okay.
So it has that ability, the capacity to bring it to that level.
Okay.
The other thing that's absolutely phenomenal about the VacDaddy is we have 2,000 units across the United States, Canada, Hawaii, Guantanamo Bay, and a couple of cruise lines. I can take this lid, it's polycarbonate ABS, and I can meet up with you guys wherever you want. We can have a catch lid. I can throw it 20, 30 feet in the air. It bounces on concrete and it doesn't break. I'm not telling you to take this out there and throw it, but if you drop it off the truck or a guy abuses it, because sometimes pool guys are a little rough,
yeah,